from God. And now, here's Pastor Andre Guy.
Good evening, members and the rest of the world. Welcome to another edition of The Truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. I'm Andre Guy Reed.
Hey, Q here.
For the next hour, let's forget about the black man. Let's forget about the white man. Let's deal with the human from a Bible perspective, if you will. Feel free to call in at 901-452-3094. Radio show brought to you by the Truth Radio Network. Excuse me, clear my throat. We deal with everything from sex, race, religion, politics, and even sometimes sports from a Bible perspective.
Hello.
Okay.
The choir.
The choir. Amen. Thank God for the choir.
Amen.
At the end of the day, give God the final authority. Look, make sure you contact Sheena Armstrong at 901-303-8804. 901-303-8804. She runs the Insurance of Memphis out. You're getting Medicare and Medicaid. Open enrollment is going on. There's some benefits that you might qualify for. Sheena can show you what you do qualify for, and it doesn't cost you anything. Also, if you want to get your eat on, man, Miss Sarah Lee's got one of the best soul food places right there on 51 at 6646 Highway 51. If you're from Milton, if you're from Memphis, you need to go check out Miss Sarah's. I told that cornbread so good it made me think it was a meal. All right, it's Friday. Open line conversation. You can talk about whatever's on your mind. A friend of mine sent me some Q. There was a church in Columbia, Missouri, I think it is. And the preacher preached that God made man and woman and that this transgender and homosexual movement is not of God.
Okay.
And businesses cut their ties with this church. Now, this is a church that I think they pay like $46 million for people health care and stuff and all that. One of the big churches, mega churches that does a lot of help in the community.
Yes, sir.
So listen to this story.
Move on without a Columbia church after a controversial sermon. Thanks for being with us on this Friday night. I'm Joey Parker.
And I'm Ashley Strohmeyer. We broke the news at 6 that the group who puts on the True False Film Festival won't take any more money from the Crossing Church.
ABC 17's Lucas Geiser joins us live in studio. Lucas, a Mid-Missouri LGBT advocacy group is praising this decision.
Joey and Ashley, the Center Project posted this on Facebook earlier tonight. The post says, "It's been a challenging week for those that heard the sermon, which tackled gender identity." David Wilson says the relationship between Ragtag and the Crossing has never been orthodox. The church has donated cash to the group, which runs Ragtag Cinema and the True False Film Festival.
This has never, ever been about money. The partnership is seen as a way to further a dialogue and to further productive dialogue. At times it has done that very well. At times it hasn't.
The Film Society says it won't be taking that cash anymore following a sermon co-pastor Keith Simon gave Sunday. Simon referred to people with gender dysphoria as broken, a comment some have considered hurtful to transgender people. The Society says, quote, "We do not believe that expression of authentic gender and sexual identities makes any person broken. It makes them whole and contributes to the richness of our community and lived experience." The church has pushed back against criticism that the sermon was transphobic. Referring to the use of the term broken, the church said on its website, quote, "We realize this language is offensive to people from almost every community. Yet we believe that Jesus said he came to rescue those who know that they are not whole, that they are broken and in need of his love." Wilson says he believes Simon is working through a difficult topic.
We lose something as a community if we don't extend people some grace to work through those things. That said, there's no space for hurt, there's no space for harm done to vulnerable populations and to our trans community.
The Crossing has not yet responded to Ragtag Film Society's announcement. MU's theater department actually reversed course today after announcing that it wouldn't host True False screenings next year because of its partnership with the Crossing, now former partnership. MU spokesman Christian Basie tells us that announcement was an error and inconsistent with MU's support of free speech.
Lucas Geiser, thank you. Wilson says the Crossing's donation made up just more than 1% of Ragtag's total funding.
901-452-3094 or 901-324-7490. Here's my question, Q.
Okay.
Why is it taking the pastor any time to respond to that? I can respond to it. As a pastor, I have an obligation to teach the gospel of Christ.
True.
And if you're doing and living a lifestyle or doing something that the scripture says that takes you out of fellowship with God, that's sin.
Yes, it is.
Now, you can choose to do it if you want to. I have nothing to do with that. I got to love you regardless. But you can't choose to stop me from believing it, and you sure can't stop me, make me stop preaching what God said. Don't y'all see the attack that's on the church? They're not attacking Muslims. They're not attacking Buddhists. They're not attacking Scientologists. They're not attacking atheists, agnostics. They're attacking Christianity. And those of you that say you're Christian, you joining in the attack with them. This liberal ideology is anti-God, man. Okay, let's see. Look like they ready to rock and roll. Send them on through. Beelzebub. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. Beelzebub. Mm-hmm. Angel of light.
Yeah. It's the ludicrous thing I think I've ever said.
What they doing to the preacher?
Well, let's talk about that.
What doing to the church?
Let's talk about that, y'all.
Okay.
Okay? I would say that they're doing to God.
Okay, Tim,
Okay?
talk to me.
Okay. Hey, now, Jesus came down here for all of us. Now,
Okay.
just stay.
Okay.
For gays as well.
Okay.
Okay?
Homosexuals.
Yeah, homosexual.
Now, here goes. Here goes this. All right?
Okay.
They like this lifestyle.
Okay.
But I bet you that down bucket came around and stuff and everything. They had no problem taking that money from the gays.
Okay.
Homosexuals.
Yeah, homosexual.
Homosexual sisters. Let's use that, you. And why aren't you in our conversation?
Because he's a co-host, that's why.
That makes no sense.
Oh, yeah, but it does. But first of all, let me help you with that point.
Okay.
Everybody is welcome to come and worship.
That's the old with the $2 and put in that best stuff, right?
Anybody, the Bible says God loves a cheerful giver without obligation of necessity. If in your heart you want to give something to further the building of the kingdom of God, that's between you and God. Here's my thing. What they're saying is that we don't want you preaching that homosexuality is a sin. Now, let me ask you a question. Does the Bible say homosexuality is a sin?
Yes, it does.
Does the Bible say it's a sin for a man to be effeminate?
Yes, it does.
Does the Bible say it's wrong for a woman to carry herself like a man and a man to carry himself like a woman?
Yes, it does.
So now, where is this coming from where the homosexual community is hold the church at bay and say, they don't mind you teaching them against fornication. They don't mind you teaching against adultery. You remember the guy Will Bastards over the homosexual in Memphis when I did the show?
On your show.
Right, I asked him about adultery. He said, oh, no, it's wrong for one mate to cheat. You want to accept that principle of God. But then when it comes to the principle of homosexuality, you want to holler about Paul wrote that. So something like you be saying all the time.
Paul preached, yeah.
So now, do you see the attack that's coming against the church?
The attack is coming against God.
Well, okay. God. Okay, you're right. I stand corrected.
The church of God, it's not right.
So now, the attack is coming against God. And it's coming from the homosexual community and those that support the homosexual, because that's why these businesses pour their money out. They say, no, we should support that homosexual community. Is it reasonable to say that those that support that homosexual community are attacking God?
Those that... Run that by me over here.
Okay, Beelzebub.
Okay.
Is it fair to say that if what the homosexual community is doing, and those businesses that are taking their business or don't want to do business with the church anymore, is it fair to say that those businesses that are supporting that homosexual agenda, and those homosexuals that are pushing that homosexual agenda, people that also promote that homosexual agenda, is it fair to say that they are in war with God? Okay, good. So then I have to ask you, why are you attacking God?
Well, let's talk about that. Okay? Let's talk about that for one moment. Okay. All right? And that goes to this word, one of my favorites in the English language. Oh, ye hypocrites. Okay? That goes to those pastors, those business people, they're looking at that dollar bill.
Okay.
Have you ever heard this saying, man?
What does that have to do with you?
What do that have to do with me?
Yeah, I know that old con man move, and I don't want to answer, change the question. That don't work with me.
Let me tell you what that has to do with me.
Okay.
Okay? All right? Make me hard to be a Christian.
Make you what?
All right? I make it hard to be a Christian.
Makes you hard to be a Christian.
Hard to be a Christian. Okay? You hear me? I didn't stop.
Let me make sure I'm digesting this right, man.
Oh, let me hear your question.
Y'all just say, because he's all kind of shockwaves all through my brain.
Yeah. Maybe repeat the question to him again, because I don't think he understood what you said.
He says, hard to be a Christian.
No,
because you got to stop supporting
people. Let me repeat it for you. Okay. All right, because you're going to twist my word.
I don't want to.
I don't want to. Me, the other guy, hard to be a Christian. To follow this logic that you guys are spewing out and everything. Talking about you ministers.
Okay. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Why wouldn't it rather make it hard for you to continue to be a liberal since they're the ones that are attacking God? Don't take too long, you'll get a headache.
So you guys attack God every day that the sun come up. And that's every day.
Don't worry about us. Don't worry about us. Don't worry about the preacher. I'm talking specifically, personally about you.
Well, let's stick with me then. Okay?
Yeah, you.
Let's stick with me.
Yeah.
The sinner man.
The sinner man.
Okay? Yeah, the sinner man.
Now you love God.
Okay? Know that I am weak.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a weak vessel.
You're a weak vessel.
On this earth.
Does your being a weak vessel, is that what makes you go and support this homosexual agenda that is attacking God?
I do not. I do not.
So then you say you're a card-carrying liberal?
I got it in my wallet right now.
Those people that filed a complaint against the church, were they not liberal?
Those people that filed, we can't say what those people.
Oh, yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can. They are part of change.org. It's a very big, heavyweight liberal organization. Yes, I can tell you who they are.
Podcast, what I'm saying.
No. What you said is everything what I asked you.
Okay, well, what did you ask me? I like to answer your question.
I asked you again.
Okay.
When you support these liberals, the card-carrying liberal that you are, that you see are attacking God, are you aware that so are ye, O ye hypocrite?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And to your ass. Okay? All right? Anytime. Now, that's not what I spoke for the black people the other day when I kicked little Mexican shaft after our race. Okay? I usually don't speak for black people, but I did us a favor by kicking him out the other day. But I'm only speaking for myself.
Oh, by the way, Shaft still wants to know when you going to tell us what Clarence Thomas did that's racist, but go ahead.
See, I would answer Shaft, but he's no longer in my race. So I have no need to communicate with him anymore. I don't talk about Shaft. I don't want to talk about that Mother Jones with her hating stuff and stuff. I want to stick to the subject at hand.
Mother Jones does not hate.
Mother Jones don't hate nobody.
Mother Jones don't hate nobody.
Well, no, Mother Jones. Mother Jones not a hateful woman.
No, she a praying for woman.
I just, when you said that, I just had this image. Mother Jones is helping me across the road, and halfway on the way across, she pushed me out in traffic. Here's what I want to say. Okay, here's what I want to say. All right? Is that we are we're short, we're humans, man. Can I ask you a question?
Do not put me in your group.
Can I ask you a question? Since you want to keep talking to, please chime in as well. Okay? All right? When you preach this, I heard it many times on your show. So I should already know that, but I want to hear it come out your mouth again.
Okay.
Did not God know what we were when he made us?
Yes.
You preach this, man.
Yes.
Before you was born in your mother's womb, I knew you.
And I ordained you a prophet.
You said it came from King James.
I promise you those are my words. And Scripture also says that.
Okay.
Let's do like Paul Harvey. Let's do like Paul Harvey. Do the rest of the story.
Okay.
Knowing who we were, God already has ordained, preordained destinies for all of us. But here's the kicker. Based on what choice we make. Like Joshua said, choose ye this day whom you serve. God ain't going to make us do nothing. The whole purpose of him sending Jesus was so that he wouldn't have to make us do nothing. He didn't want us doing it by laws and rituals anymore. He wanted us to do it by loving him in our heart. You cannot legislate morality. So no matter what laws they pass, it's not going to make people be moral. I can tell you that first of all. Second of all is this. Holy Spirit is not a feeling, it's a way of life. It's when people start living life based on doing their fellow man right, not because it does something for them, but because it pleases God. It's a spiritual thing, man. It changes your whole being. You can actually lose concept of time and lose animation of space because the thing called Holy Ghost, what it will put God inside of your place. It'll take care of that flesh that you have, and that spirit will override, and you would not have to be a sinner man anymore. You do not have to let Beelzebub rule your life. You do not have to keep playing with yourself late at night. I know you're demon. I know you're demon.
Hey, wait a minute. Now you brought up something else. Let me tell you, because you are a true Republican in my eyes.
I'm not a Republican.
Okay?
I'm a Christian.
On my way out now. Okay? In my eyesight, you are a true Republican because you tell you.
What is the definition of a Republican?
At the truth.
What is your definition of a Republican?
My definition of a Republican?
Yes.
It's Andre Guy.
Okay, by the way, I got some share with you before you go. I got to share this with you.
Okay.
I was thinking about something last night, and I don't know how nobody else has thought about this. With all this stuff with Trump, you know, with the quid pro quo with Ukraine, and he was holding the money up unless you do an investigation and all that. We got the whistleblower, and we having meetings and debate with all that going on, right?
Right.
It's real easy to establish if there was a quid pro quo going on. You know how?
How?
Did Ukraine get the money?
They did.
Did Biden get investigated?
Now that we can't really answer that.
Yes, we can. Time has passed.
Okay, then answer for me, because
no, there has not been an investigation on Joe Biden about what he did. Hopefully they're finished starting one now, but they didn't know they did not do one. So if the Ukrainians got the weapons and the money, and Joe Biden didn't get investigated, if he did do a quid pro quo, he got cheated.
Okay, all right, that's my way out. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is why I say you are true Republican five, right? Because you see that stuff. Okay? Like when you seen it that Michelle Obama was a man and stuff.
I did not hit it. I reported that somebody hit it, and they did not hit it. They said it.
So it's raining out here, and I'm up this telegram post. I got to get down, okay? You did that with me one time. When you talk about I got them blue pills, or I be getting them blue pills. Let me tell you something.
No, I didn't mention the blue pill. I said playing with yourself, but go ahead and keep snitching. I told you, all you got to do is tap on that surface and that cream will rise to the top.
Okay. But what I'm saying is this, I never saw one of those blue pills. So let me see. I heard about it.
I don't even know what the blue pill is. What is the blue pill? What is the blue pill? That's some kind of new opioid or something?
You know what you were in there.
I don't know what I'm in there. I ain't said nothing about no blue pill.
Pastor Guy, when I buy a pack of M&M, first thing I do is throw away all the blue M&M. It came back. You
P.O. Papa. 901-452-3094 or 901-324-7490. And he really said it, Q.
Mm-hmm.
It's an attack on God.
Yes, it is.
It's an attack against our children, man. This was, because I had to take a break from it because we had Colonel Kirkwood in the studio yesterday. Now, don't forget about that job fair. Wednesday, October the 30th. They're going to be at, Promised Land Church, and they're going to be at Mississippi Boulevard. Go to memphiscpn.org. memphiscpn.org and get information on that, man. There's going to be over 73 companies there, man, with some good jobs and some good pay. And, man, take advantage of this economy. These people know what stuff, man, with our children.
Yes, they are.
With our churches.
But nobody's, we keep on telling everybody, but nobody else getting up, standing up and fighting.
And now the church got to take its time to see, how do I respond to the homosexual community demanding that I stop teaching that homosexuality is a sin, or they're not going to take our money, they're not going to give us any money. Well, why don't you try relying on what God said, tithes and offerings? He didn't tell you raise money by no fish fries and no car washes and that stuff anyway.
Hey, I ain't going to say it too loud now. Mm-hmm. Most of them don't believe in God. They just talk about it and don't really walk on faith. They just walk on
that faith-based money.
Yes.
501c3. I gotta let the government run God's house.
You sure know what to say.
That's why they said separating the church and state. That ain't in no constitution. They were trying to let you know God can't be a part of His house when you second mortgage it to the government.
Come on.
901-452-3094 or 901-324-7490. This Planned Parenthood, which started off as the Negro Project with Margaret Sanger for the eugenics to get rid of black kids, that the liberal Democrats are promoting that they're going to expand. Now they want to do infanticide, where the baby can be born, and the mother and the doctor make a decision about whether the baby going to live. The father, well, even if she married, has no say-so whatsoever. But all in the sake of hating Trump. See, not hating Trump. Well, I told y'all what it is. It's hating God. That's who you're going up against. You're just using Trump as an excuse. You didn't want to go up against him anyway. Well, let me show you what this Planned Parenthood packet entails. I got to play this one again, Q.
Okay. Representative Bennett, I have the book here that you referenced. It's perfectly normal. And I just want to make sure that I understood you correctly in what you said, that Planned Parenthood references this book as part of their comprehensive sex education.
Representative Bennett. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Representative Lucero, they endorse it on their webpage. That is their model curriculum for what they'd like to see for comprehensive sex education for elementary and secondary. Representative Lucero.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I had previously referenced the language in the bill that talks about this content is going to be targeted at elementary students. Okay. Representative Bennett referenced it's going to be down to kindergartners and pre-K. When I look at the cover of this book, it's for age 10 and up. 10-year-olds, Madam Speaker, remember, is 4th grade. 4th graders. Well, if this content, if the decorum exists to expose 4th graders to this content, then this content can be exposed here on the House floor. So I'm flipping through these pages and I'm looking at some of this stuff. 4th graders, there are drawings of naked men and women. I see a picture here for a 4th grader of a woman being taught to look in a mirror in a compromising position. 4th graders. Continuing to flip the pages. Page 43. Masturbation is perfectly normal. You know what, members? Representative Lippert, you referenced we all are looking to have the same goal. This is not the goal that I have. To expose 4th graders to masturbation and that it's perfectly normal? No way. The values of the communities that I represent and the vast majority of parents across Minnesota do not ascribe to these values. Members, I hate that I even have to describe this book.
I didn't come back on the screen.
I hate this. But the fact is, this is what this language, the language in this bill before us, seeks to expose the minds of our young people to. And before we cast that vote, we need to be familiar with the content that you're voting to expose their minds to. So continuing on. Here it is on page 8. Who you are. Straight, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, plus. Should a 4th grader be exposed to this content? The book speaks about anal, oral, vaginal sex, and that they're all equivalent. Who should be exposing the minds of this content? Who should do that? Parents, not the government.
I said notice they didn't mention heterosexual.
The book speaks about pornography and that it is not bad for you. That is not true. Psychology demonstrates that exposure to pornographic material has a detrimental impact, especially in the minds of young people who can't comprehend the material. Page 52 speaks about vaginal intercourse and orgasms. And it has a picture here of two people in a bed performing the act. Is this what 10-year-olds should be exposed to? Are you kidding me? I just can't believe this is even up for debate. This is perversion for our young people. Here it is on page 71. Abortion. Well, that makes sense. You got Planned Parenthood who's in the business of abortion, who makes money off abortion. They have a vested interest in promoting abortion to the ends of the earth so they can increase their profit. So of course they're going to endorse a book that's promoting abortion.
Let's pause for the call. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, Pastor guy? What's up, Keith?
Hey, what's going on, RC?
Not much, man. Hey, y'all need to get out my pop, man.
Pop said the liberals was attacking God, man.
Hey, let me help him out. That's my job to help my pop out, man.
Okay.
Okay, first I'm going to start out like this. I'm a true independent. Sometimes I'm conservative, sometimes I'm liberal. I'm conservative on the word of God. I'm liberal when it comes to some politics.
Now, you're conservative on the word of God. That means being frugal. That means being cost effective. So you don't read the word of God that much.
Oh, yeah, I do read the word of God.
Read the word of God is where you should be liberal at. You
look up the word conservative. You look up the word conservative. I'm conservative when it comes to the word of God.
Oh, he been playing with the dictionary.
All he is wrong when it comes to the word of God.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
But when it comes to politics,
because I know you've been playing with your little dictionary. Call yourself up in the comment here, child pastor guy. I got you. Hold on.
Okay.
I see what you need. Okay, hold on. Let me read it.
Okay.
Conservative, by Per Webster's 11th edition dictionary, collegiate dictionary. Believing in the value of established and traditional practices and policies in society relating to or supporting political conservatism, of or relating to the Conservative Party in countries like the United Kingdom and Canada, not liking or accepting changes or new ideas.
Mm-hmm.
That's a conservative.
Okay.
Is that you?
When it comes to the word of God,
what about enlightenment?
I hold on to those values.
What about the part where it says believing in the value of establishing traditional practices in politics and society, in your society living? Do you support this homosexual agenda?
No, I don't.
Are you gonna vote? Okay. Are you gonna vote for anybody that supports it?
Okay, but that's not the point I'm trying to make, Pastor. Let me get down to the point.
When you can't answer them, are you willing to vote for somebody that supports it?
Like I said, Pastor God, when it comes to a lot of political things, I'm liberal sometimes. Okay.
But now, women now. Hold on. Because you just said liberal is against the word of God.
Hey, Dre.
Go ahead. Hold on, Dre.
Mm-hmm. He got a teleprompter, right? You keep on getting him off track. He got a list where you want to go to now. Okay. You keep on taking them off of it now.
Okay.
He got the paper right in front of him now.
He been studying all night. That dictionary almost made him blow his mind.
Google the word of conservative, holding on to traditional values.
See what I mean?
They're not getting away from it. Okay? And that's how I stand when it comes to the word of God. Okay? So when it comes to liberalism, it's the open-minded and the open to new behavior.
Mm-hmm. Wait. Here go other guy.
Message from other guy. Thanks, son.
You remember that movie I told you about, though?
Let me help pop out, Pastor God. Can I help him pop out, please?
Sure.
Can I help him out, Pastor God? Let me help him out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Chef just constantly called in and said, my pop can't think of one thing that Clarence Thomas did racist toward black people.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a case down there in Mississippi called Flowers versus Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
This guy was tried at least 5 to 6 times, you know what I'm saying, in the court. Clarence Thomas made an opinion stating that if the prosecutor wanted to, he wanted to help change the law that he could take black people off the jury. So this guy can be convicted. If you don't believe it, look it up.
Wait a minute,
That's what Clarence Thomas said.
Clarence Thomas said what now?
Clarence Thomas stated an opinion that if it was up to him.
First of all, what's the name of the case again?
Flowers versus Mississippi.
Okay, hold on. That's Curtis Flowers case. Hold on.
Flowers
versus Mississippi. I remember that case. That's the guy that got tried all the time on death row. Okay, now you want to say what Clarence Thomas said? Let's see. Okay, hold on.
His opinion was racist.
What did Clarence Thomas say in the Flowers versus Mississippi case? Let's see here. You said it right. Okay.
So
this came out on June 21st of 2019. So that was this year. Let's see what we got here. And even if it does show that Clarence Thomas is racist, that ain't got nothing to do with my question to you about God. Here we go. Hold on. A Mississippi prosecutor went on a racist crusade to have a black man executed. Clarence Thomas thinks that was just fine. That's the message of an astonishing decision handed down by the Supreme Court on Friday. The facts of the case known as Flowers versus Mississippi are straightforward. As Justice Brett Kavanaugh put it, his admirably blunt opinion for the court. In 1996, Curtis Flowers allegedly murdered 4 people in Winona, Mississippi. Flowers is black. He has been tried 6 separate times before a jury for murder. The same lead prosecutor represented the state in all 6 trials. Flowers was convicted in the first 3 trials and sentenced to death. On each occasion, his conviction was overturned by the Mississippi Supreme Court on the grounds of misconduct by the prosecutor, Doug Evans, mostly in the form of keeping African Americans off the jury. Trials 4 and 5 ended in hung juries. In the 6th trial, the one that was before the Supreme Court, Flowers was convicted, but justice found that Evans had again discriminated against black people, and thus Flowers in the jury selection, they overturned his conviction. The breathtaking facts of the case and its accompanying legal saga are described at length on the American Public Media podcast, In the Dark. Okay, it's too long to see.
Now, Brett
Kavanaugh recounted his opinion. Evans actually was almost cartoonishly racist, to which the 6th trial stated, so Kavanaugh was against it, but Thomas can, and he did indeed. He filed a dissenting opinion that was genuinely outraged, not by the prosecutor, but by his fellow justices who dared to grant relief to Flowers, who spent more than 2 decades in solitary confinement at Mississippi's notorious Parkland prison. Thomas said that the prosecutor's behavior was blameless, and he particularly sneered at his colleagues, asserting that the majority had decided the Flowers case to boost his self-esteem. Thomas also found a way to blame the news media for the result. Perhaps the court granted Soterio because the case had received a fair amount of media attention. He wrote, adding that the media often seeks to retaliate rather than educate and inform. That to me looked like a racist opinion. He's advocating that he has no problem with, even recommended of trying black people with juries of non-black, with no blacks on the jury. Okay. So.
All right, Sheriff. Now get off top, Sheriff.
Yeah.
Don't take some no more, Sheriff. All right.
Wait, but now before you go.
Okay.
So now you said liberal, they're against God, right?
No, there's a couple more things I want to touch too, Pastor God, before I get off.
Okay.
About the church and homosexuality.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, Pastor God, you don't get in life what you want. You get in life what you really can accept. Okay. Now, the Christian church, Pastor God, had more bad behavior. Go ahead.
Hold on, somebody sent you a text. Hold on.
Message from D. Dolores Jones' mother. Tell RC that he cannot be liberal and conservative at the same time. He can only be one or the other, and there is no in between.
That's an independent. Tell that person that's an independent. I can go either way. That's an
you
independent.
Can't be independent and be a Christian. You got to be dependent on God. I keep telling you that.
I am dependent on God.
Then you can't vote liberal sometimes. You can't be holy sometimes and evil sometimes. I see. Stop that. You stop that. Your dad raised you wrong. I told y'all. You heard about that movie, didn't you? It ain't about y'all, but it was a movie called Dumb and Dumber. And when the other guy, when him and Miss Master have to make another baby, they gonna do a sequel to the movie. It's gonna be Dumb, Dumber, and Dumbiest. You watch and see. Just watch and see.
Hey, Pastor Guy,
just watch and see, and then that prophecy come true.
Hey, Pastor Guy, I told you at the commercial that you can learn a lot from a dummy. So let me look see if you learn something like this.
Right, Lord. And then there you go, the other guy.
Message from other guy. She hate me and my boy.
901-452-3094 or 901-324-749. I don't care how many 7490. I don't care how many ways I ask it. When I ask them about this going against God, they throw every screen up on the planet.
Look here, Dre. I keep on telling you. You ask that man any other questions, you gonna get him off. He got a sheet. And he got everything written down. He got to go with that sheet. If you ask him anything else, you throw him out.
Yeah, because he been practicing all night.
I know.
After I've been reading the dictionary, and he been trying to sit and put it together like he doing a sermon. And he done did a devil's advocate and got my counter argument up there so he can come back with that. And oh man, all you got to do though while he talking, just ask him what part of town you stay in. You got him. He
threw him out.
He gets he's stuttering now. Ain't that voting against God? You know, that don't make no sense, man.
No.
They defending the indefensible. Even they run, you got these Michael Coxes running out them Maurice and RCs and other guy ain't living up on no telegram pole. He ain't fooling me, man. Other got driveway probably a quarter mile long.
Probably so.
And them kind like that. They go and get themselves off into the suburbs and into the safe zones, and they put a wall around their house and stuff. Then they start talking about how they fighting for your rights. Oprah Winfrey and Barack Obama and Farrakhan, they ain't staying amongst y'all. Maxine Wallace, y'all don't never see Steve Cohen, man. Did he come out here tricking y'all out them votes? But that's what you like.
Yeah, you got, you know, then we come with his little rap songs and fried chicken and all that stuff. I said to myself, man, when you gonna wake up? Wake up! How many times you gonna let these folks just keep fooling you, keep telling y'all stuff? Matter of fact, you did a sermon. Keep on blowing these bubbles and y'all think y'all gonna catch one.
We're chasing those bubbles. They don't do them a burst when you catch them. That's what they doing, chasing them bubbles. And then this stuff happening right in our face, man, all around us. Got this man, when he's sitting around here, they're giving the woman all the power so she can operate like Jezebel and get you boys in line like Ahab or Herod or Adam, and y'all falling right in line. But then this man is trying to stop this woman from castrating her son. This Texas judge ruling the woman. I'm telling you, there's something going on with Texas and California. Something going on with Texas. That's why they keep getting these floods and all these storms. There's something going on. Something going on. Let me see if I can find that story. I played it the other day, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I'm going to have to find where I found the video part of it.
Okay, I can still talk. Man, it's amazing that...
Here it is, I found it.
Okay. It's still amazing that being a man is toxic now. You can't be feminine no more.
It's toxic masculinity. You got to be a feminine. You got to be exactly what the Bible says you're not supposed to be. You got a homosexual threatening you by what you can and can't teach out the word of God. Man, this is madness.
They don't want God at all.
They don't love God.
Nope.
Because he said, those that love me will keep my commandments. They don't love God. That's what it boiled down to. Okay, click down to it. Then it clicked over. Here we go. Let's see. Let me try one more time. I think I know how to get it now, Q.
Okay.
901-452-3094 or 901-324-7490. Here, let's try it now.
A Dallas jury ruled against a man attempting to save his 7-year-old son from being turned into a girl. Mr. Jeffrey Younger was denied sole managing conservatorship of his 2 twin boys, James and Jude Younger, by a jury this afternoon. We will await the complete ruling from the judge on Wednesday, She will fill out additional details, including possession schedules, child support, and will make a ruling on a request put in by the mother of the two boys, Dr. Ann Georgelis. Dr. Georgelis has been affirming James, one of the twin boys, as a girl since he was about 4.5 or 5 years old. She has enrolled James in school since kindergarten under the name Luna. James at school lines up in the girls' line, uses the girls' restroom, and is treated completely like a girl. We even saw during this case that James's medical records indicate that he is female. The big concern that Mr. Younger has for his boys is that in medical records indicate Dr. Georgelis has been consulting and seeking advice on puberty blockers and a medical transition for James, a 7-year-old. The pediatrician's recommendations indicate that Dr. Georgelis and James should be referred to the Genesis Clinic, a transgender medical transition clinic here in Dallas, when James is between 8 and 9 years old. James will turn 8 next summer. We heard from a variety of expert witnesses who testified to the fact that this transition and James living as a transgender woman would definitely be a more difficult life than him desisting or returning to identifying with his biological sex. Even the witnesses for Dr. Georgelis agreed that the quote-unquote easier of the two decisions would be for James to return to identifying as a boy. Unfortunately, we did hear from some expert witnesses that stated socially affirming a child increases their probability of starting puberty blockers and eventually going on cross-sex hormones. However, in children that are treated with the wait-and-see approach, not explicitly denying them their feelings, but not socially affirming them in their supposed gender, 85% of those, by the time they reach adolescence, desist or return to identifying with their biological sex. We will learn more on Wednesday about the judge's ruling. However, Mr. Younger is not optimistic in hearing him overhearing him speak with other people. He's not optimistic about how the judge will rule in this case. For LifeSite News, I'm Madeline Jacob.
901-452-3094. But you know they got people like Elizabeth Warren in the churches. The churches are a major problem, man.
Okay.
First of all, that church where they're pulling the funds from them because the preacher preached against homosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like they've been in partnership with these homosexual organizations for a while in the sake of building up the community or building up society. You know, this grant money.
Mm-hmm.
If they have, well then, don't holler at Satan. He choked you with his car, but you've been eating his corn. You know, you're going into partnership. If your church is a 501c3 organization, that church is governed by the government, not God. Those resources that they're putting out there, like they're trying to draw people to the God, no, they're not. Lyndon Baines Johnson wrote, when he wrote the 501c3, that this is a way to stop the churches from interfering in the political and moral issues of our society. The church is tax exempt without government assistance. It's called the Constitution. Congress shall make no law that shall interfere with or impede the workings of the church. The church is already tax exempt. You had to go up on the 501c3 to be tax exempt and get faith-based money. Since God ain't giving it to you, that the government giving it to you. They're going to give you some rules about the government you got to do. And they're homosexual, all right. When you get that 501c3 money, you can't discriminate against them. Muslim or anything else. No. It doesn't work like that.
Man, look. You need to be quiet telling everybody how we getting our money out here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most folks, they don't ride on faith. If you ride on faith, you say all you need is your tithe and offering. And God gonna do the rest.
Shoot, you gonna get that offering part, that tithe part, what doing my man? They gonna give God first 10 to none. He give me. He ain't give me. I did that like Obama said. You didn't do that. No, like Snoop. Yeah, Snoopy dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did that. Look what I did. Look what I did. Yeah, look what you did. Look what you did. And look at how God feel about what you doing.
But then you got people who look at him like, man, look, he got all the money, he got cars and everything. He doing it.
Yeah. That's what Satan does, though. You know, see, people don't realize Satan will bless you. He tried to bless Jesus. Don't you remember me telling you turn these stones to bread and I give you all these kingdoms of the earth? Yeah, Satan to bless you. Just so he could destroy you. Because he does have a price for you to pay. It is our friendly neighborhood limousine driver. Hello, Ray. Do you have your Class D license yet?
Oh, yes. Do you have somebody that you don't like? You want me to drive around with?
Oh, Lord.
It'll be joy, family in my heart.
No, we're going to keep you out that car. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. But you know, Pastor, every time you ask someone a question, they don't give you the answer because they don't want to be. When I hear a sermon, it cuts me.
Yeah, it challenges you because you find out when your sermon should either give you confirmation or it should give you chastisement and encouragement to do right.
Yeah.
You see, all them, they've been going to the school of Elizabeth Warren. Miss Warren, with this health care ball, will that raise taxes? Costs will go down. No, ma'am, we want to know, will it raise taxes? Your costs will go down. Yeah, okay, that's the same thing they do.
Yeah, and you know, like I said, when I'm sitting around, when I used to sit around those doctors and nurses, and we got downtime, and we talk about everything. I mean, and you got atheists, you got homosexual. I mean, you got Chinese, you got Asian, you got New Delhi. Everybody talking, and is there, you know, but we can talk without fighting or whatever at that hospital. And we can give the service because it's a professional job. But when you have someone come into the hospital shot up, and you got to work on that person 14 hours, and your federal government give that doctor $500, does that doctor, you think that doctor's not mad? You know, we talk about all those things, what Medicaid pays and what Medicare pays and what your insurance pays, and everything. But people, you know, hey, they want to put Republican, Democrat against one another all the time. But when you come out and do what you're supposed to do with your heart,
yeah, because I ain't thinking about Republican and Democrat. I'm thinking about good and evil, right and wrong.
Yeah, me too. Like I said, only elections in Pennsylvania, you had to vote, and you vote on people that want to start charter car schools and stuff like that back in the day. I mean, man, it never got no run in Pennsylvania because the Democrats won it.
Democrats don't want growth in urban communities. I got to let you go before I go, Ray. You ever heard a guy named Eddie Johnson?
Eddie Johnson.
He's the police chief in Chicago.
Oh, yes.
You heard about Eddie?
Yeah, he's not going to go to the president thing on Monday.
Oh, no, not that. Man, they done caught Eddie slumped over the wheel drunk. Oh, my goodness.
Right. He's one of my people.
Well, hang up. I'm going to play your people. Hang up and listen.
Okay, love y'all.
Love you back. Here, go ahead. They talking about the Chicago police responded. The officer found Superintendent Eddie Johnson in his vehicle 12:30 a.m. on October 17th. Johnson said he went to dinner the night before, dismissed his drive, and headed home. He said he felt fine as he left the restaurant but began to feel ill as he got close to home, so he pulled over. Now, Laura Lightfoot said Johnson told her he had been drinking at the dinner, snitching on the man. Johnson ordered the Department Bureau of Internal Affairs to launch an investigation into the incident. Oh, they at war. Oh, they at war, Q. Oh, they at war. She don't like him and he don't like her, I see. Oh, yeah, right there. She mad because of the Juicy case. She ain't like the way they treated Juicy. We got a caller.
No, sir. No, sir.
You know that is his name, Juicy. Jussie. Now you tell me that's not pronounced Juicy. I don't know where they get Jesse from. Ain't no E in there. That's a Juicy. Juicy.
Maybe Ricky called him, didn't I?
I ain't having no conversation with Ricky about none of the juice, and not even the orange.
Oh, my dude.
Never. Let me see. I got they ain't calling. I got one more.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
We have 5 minutes left.
Okay, good. I got time to play this one here. This is how crazy the world that we living in. You remember this one from this week, Q? The folk doing a fecal transplant. I said fetus. No, I did not say fetus. So there's not no intro, IBR. No. I said fecal transplant. That right there. Here it is. Both of these people with this mess, man. It's insane.
They say they were doing that back in, 200 years ago?
I thought you said thousands of years ago. Woo!
I wonder how they did it back then.
Man, I don't know, man.
You get done, just pick something up and just
he threw me off. I'm waiting for the play that we're going to just go take it out of somebody. Man, y'all brought me Ricky stuff. Dang, God. No, man. Y'all don't do that. They don't do that, man. No. But Bumpin', you got yours?
Oh,
okay, here you go. Playing now.
Jesus.
So the cutting edge of where C. difficile treatment has evolved to is actually a 4,000-year-old procedure known as fecal or stool transplant. We talk about probiotics. Well, there's no more natural probiotic for taking and harvesting healthy stool,
4,000 years ago.
healthy donor,
how do they do it?
and transplant it right back into someone else's intestine. Right now, we are able to transplant stool through one of 2 different routes. One through a nose,
Up your nose.
2 in the nose that goes from the nostril into your intestine, or we can do it through colonoscopies or enemas.
He smiled when you said colonoscopy.
Methodology by many practitioners.
Okay.
This is now evolving to encapsulated stool, and this has been in development for several years. Now, Drexel will actually be a clinical site trial in the coming months for developing encapsulated stool product that allows you to ingest by mouth, colonoscopy, no sedation, and
they do
allow that
a clinical trial, so you
gut.
have to volunteer, don't you?
And that's what you can ingest it by mouth.
Mm-hmm. Man, them breasts smell like what?
I mean, you give a new term to full up, yeah. This is crazy, man. But you know, you talking against the science. Yeah, I don't believe a man transform a monkey to a man. So don't.
Primate.
Yeah, that's why he said
Primate.
Yeah. Y'all, we get out of here. Get ready to head into the weekend. Find your Bible-based church to go and worship God. 168 hours in a week. Give God 2 or 3 of them. And then read your Bible for yourself. And realize you can live like Jesus. So as a man thinking, so is he. Start standing up for God. God stood up for us.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, Q?
Man, I want to leave him with one thing. If I can go ahead and find it real quick.
He working on something that he knows how to bring a spiritual atmosphere. And if you'd like to support the show, go to AndreGuy.com, click on Revelation Christian Center. Remember, if you're on Medicaid or Medicare, contact Sheena Armstrong at 901-303-8804. 901-303-8804. Sarah Lee's Soul Food Kitchen, 6646 Highway 51 in Middleton, Tennessee. She got it going on. Got some socket tummy cornbread. For the exterminating needs, don't forget Chris at 581-5534. God bless y'all. Getting ready for Sunday. Not getting ready for tomorrow. Saturday.